you start to lose your collagen very, very often. And unfortunately, when we're talking about replacing collagen, we only think topical. And Shanika, I'm here to tell you, listen, if you start to take collagen as a supplement, a daily supplement, people, listen.
The benefits.
The benefits far outweigh.
Yeah, in fact, Shay, and as we wrap up, I know you even just, you see the difference in your nails and that kind of thing, your hair, your skin, all of that.
Your teeth, collagen.
People have said to me, and I don't know, people said, oh, I have this glow, my skin looks great. And
collagen.
So, yeah.
And then it's good for, and that's why it's good for your knee area.
It's good for your joints. It's good for all that.
And stuff like
that.
Exactly.
Movement,
so
flexibility.
drink up, y'all. Drink your collagen.
Yeah, we need to have another show with collagen.
We need to have another show with collagen. Listen, thank you all so much. Big, thank you so much once again, Bodine, Tiffany, and Uncle David, and everybody in Freeport, Aunt Elizabeth in Greencastle, Eleuthera, and all of you who were on the show, on the live feed today. Hey, thank you so much, those who called in, and thank you for tuning in. Stay exactly where you are. Of course, Shay and Tanya, thank you both so much. Stay exactly where you are. The news at 6 is straight ahead.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6, the Bain and Grantstown MP renewing his commitment to the government and his constituents in Parliament this morning. The health minister revealing that internships have been received for 40 of the 49 doctors graduating from the University of the West Indies School of Medicine. And close to 300 employees from Bahamas Air honored for long service.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC every day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. Member of Parliament for Baines and Grantstown, Travis Robinson, is speaking publicly for the first time since his dismissal. And while he spoke in the House of Assembly, he made a call for a change to the country's system of governance. He also answered the question if he is holding any grudges over his firing. Cleopatra Murphy reports.
Member of Parliament for Baines and Grantstown, Travis Robinson, made it clear that his first allegiance is to the people of Baines and Grantstown as he spoke in the House of Assembly for the first time since Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis fired him for voting against an increase in VAT to 12% in this year's budget. He says no amount of money will cause him to lose his personal convictions.
My integrity is not for sale. My conviction is not for sale. My one vote is not for sale.
The former parliamentary secretary in the Ministry of Tourism says having come from poverty that is the reality of many of his constituents, when he said he would fight for them, he meant it and has been rewarded for it by countless calls and other messages of support. While Robinson says he accepts the outcome of his actions and still enjoys a close relationship with the Prime Minister, he called for a select committee of the House to evaluate the effectiveness and relevance of the Westminster system in the Bahamas.
It is my fundamental belief that no member should be placed in a position to choose between their party/government and the people they represent in this honorable House. Such a position is to put a stranglehold around the neck of the Bahamian democracy, choking the life out of it.
The Member of Parliament, despite his criticism of the circumstance that led to his firing, says he remains firmly entrenched in the party he was elected under. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Minister of Health, Dr. the Honorable Dwayne Sands says government has secured internships at the Princess Margaret Hospital for 40 of 49 UWI School of Medicine students who graduated on Sunday. This comes even as he says government has trouble finding spots for the interns, but he says internships are crucial for preparation and licensing of medical graduates. He says it provides the training to manage the various challenges doctors face.
These 40 graduates, Mr. Speaker, were ranked based on an objective scoring system which included nationality, academic achievement, transcript review, performance in their final exam, whether they got honors, distinctions, or otherwise, any independent research, and the results of an interview performed by a panel of senior medical educators. While we have not yet offered employment to the other 9, my ministry has been actively engaged with our regional partners to identify accredited training programs.
The minister says another 48 students are expected to graduate from UWI's medical school this year and 20 others from different schools. He says most and possibly all UWI students receive a scholarship for the course of medical education, and students who finish their clinical rotation in the country could receive a monthly stipend from the government. He says the program has grown so much to the extent that the government can no longer fund it to the extent it has.
Mr. Speaker, we will have to align all our policies to ensure that we do not worsen the disconnect between expectation and reality. If we do not have the funds, the bed space, the teaching space, the faculty, labs, and clinical time, we cannot, and we should not, and we will not give scholarships to young Bahamians unless they understand categorically that they can have no guarantee of safe training opportunities. That is not denying opportunity. That is investing in ultimate success.
Construction continues on a $12 million bulkhead at Clifton Pier to address the issue of oil pollution at that site. Minister of Environment, the Honorable Ramon Ferreira, says the project that began with a study by U.S. engineering firm CH2M Hill is a joint venture between the Ministry of Environment and the Ministry of Public Works. He says officials are using a multi-tiered system intended to prevent oil and diesel from seeping into the seabed.
We've constructed a retaining wall, and in that wall is a catchment system. That's phase 1. And so the idea is that as the contaminant material moves towards the ocean, that is contained and caught by a sump and pumped out. Now that wall itself has some safeguards in it. It's sealed with a special material, I think called bentonite. And then there's a liner in place as well, and then you have this sump. Now that's at sea level. Up top, BPL is supposed to install or has agreed to install recovery systems.
Ferreira says the system will address oil contamination in the ground. He says there are cooling water discharges installed that are from deep wells that are also contaminated.
We're looking at designing oil water separator systems so that those discharges go through a system where that if there's any contaminant in that discharge water, that itself is removed. So we are very much focused on the abatement of oil going into the marine environment. The cost of the environmental studies, etc., is being borne by the Ministry of Environment. The cost of the capital works is being borne by the Ministry of Works.
And still to come, more than 200 Bahamas Air staff honored as the national airline celebrates its 45th anniversary. That story and more when First at 6 comes right back.
Together, we laugh more, we discover more, we dream more. Together, we connect more, we cheer more. Grab life by the bundle and fuel your passion for your favorite things. Enhance your entertainment experience with Flow Evo, internet and home phone in one simple package. The hotter the bundle, the more you get. Grab life by the bundle with BTC.
This is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is Commonwealth Bank. And no matter how, no matter where, no matter what, Commonwealth Bank is here for you. Commonwealth Bank, everything we do it for you.
Here comes the lucky guy who won a date with Fanchon to his prom.
KFC got the big deal meal, freshly handmade Now that's a big deal.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
Police still searching for the suspect who gunned down a man as he arrived at his home in South Breezes Estates off Golden Isles Road. The victim, who was being electronically monitored, is said to be between 25 and 30 years old. Police say reports of gunfire were heard in the area as the victim pulled up along with another individual. He was just steps away from the entrance of the home when he was apparently accosted. Superintendent Shanta Knowles with further details from the murder scene.
Upon our arrival here, we discovered that a male had been shot. EMS came to the scene, was able to examine the male. However, they were unable to revive him. He was confirmed deceased here on the scene. What we are told so far is that around or shortly after 10 p.m., a male and a female arrived at their residence. As they exited their vehicle, they were approached by a man armed with a firearm who opened fire in their direction. The female was able to escape unharmed. However, of course, the male has been confirmed dead on scene.
2 weeks ago, Garvanisha Carey died tragically when her vehicle collided with concrete barriers erected on May 3rd, blocking traffic on Munnings Drive. Now her relatives are reportedly suing the government in connection with that matter. Attorney from Wayne Monroe and Associates, Palencia Hunter, provided some insight into the pending lawsuit.
We are instructed by the family of the late Garvanisha Carey to determine who is responsible for her death. We do intend to pursue any and all remedies against such person. I may add that Mr. Monroe is certainly of the considered opinion that the government and, in extent, the Ministry of Works is liable. He is of the opinion that the speed bumps and the reflectors that were just recently added is to be seen as an admission of the government's liability.
Members from the Caribbean Community Secretariat are here in New Providence this week to conduct a series of seminars on its result-based management system, which promotes a more results-focused approach to regional programs and project management. It is also a part of CARICOM's 5-year plan. A cross-section of stakeholders, including parliamentarians, permanent secretaries, international development partners, regional institutions, directors and corporate planners, the private sector, non-governmental organizations, and the media are expected to participate in these seminars. Director of Strategic Management for the CARICOM Secretariat, Greg Barris-Ford, is confident that its 2019 implementation will lead to greater transparency and accountability.
We want to be able to track the progress, and we want to be able to achieve the results that will eventually and most appropriately benefit the man on the street.
This is a very strategic time in the life of the Secretariat, and the information that is gathered here in this deliberate process will go a long way to improving the cohesiveness of the community and enable us to be able to achieve our agenda goals for the best interest of the community as a whole.
Barris-Ford confirmed Monday that the system will be anchored in that plan and will outline the short, medium, and long-term results. However, he maintains that results cannot be achieved unless implemented, and that, he says, can only be done with cooperation from all regional stakeholders. He further noted how, once implemented next, an annual report will be produced that will detail the progress of implementation and also show whether or not those desired goals are being achieved. Currently, quantitative indicators are being finalized that will be able to accurately measure those results. Vice President for M&E, RBM, and Disaster Risk Management, Evan Green, says this system is designed to simplify but focus efforts in a more coordinated way.
So one of the things that we're looking at as an abridge to the first phase of implementation is to develop an application, a web-based application that you can actually access information either on the computer or your smartphone.
The RBM system and the M&E system around the regional strategic
plan is very much about showing how the small, shorter-term results that are expected at national level and even all the way down to community level in a number of different areas, whether they're environmental, economic, social, etc., are there going to come together and contribute to regional expected results.
Much has been said about the proposed increase in value-added tax set to be implemented in a few days, and whether you are for or against it, you must prepare for it. Tonight, Siesker Adderley takes a look at how this VAT increase will impact those taking off and landing at the country's gateway.
The pending 4.5% increase in value-added tax come July 1st is being described as a shock by stakeholders in the local aviation industry. Co-owner and accounts manager for Southern Air, Bathsheba Gibbs, says while the move will affect fares, it is still too early to predict its full impact.
So for us to really see the effect of the total volume, it will probably take us months down the road. Most of the locals, they will purchase their ticket ad hoc or few days in advance, so we would only be able to monitor it on a day-by-day basis, and maybe months from now we'll be able to see the real scope of the effect.
Meantime, CEO of Sky Bahamas, Captain Randy Butler, is calling it a bad thing for aviation, as the sector is reportedly already severely taxed and fears smaller private airlines could be put out of business if the situation doesn't change.
With the increase of the fuel price, the increase with the taxes, the government competing against us in the way they're doing, is we need to calculate the time out that we can keep the shirt on our back to now start saying to people that, look, in a measured way, 6 months from now, we're going to be closing our doors. So let's just get everybody to do that. That's what the airlines, including Bahamas Air, may have to say, because it'll be no money in the treasury. It's not a bottomless pit. It comes from the people.
Captain Butler is calling on the government to delay that VAT implementation, stressing that there needs to be consultation with industry stakeholders. He offered advice on how the sector could generate more revenue.
We got to see a lot more smaller business makes more sense than one big, because if that one big Bahama or Atlantis go, what happened to the whole economy? We own their space. The U.S. is monitoring it. Today, we could collect money. I understand it's going to be someplace around 50 million that's being collected, 18 paid for management, 32 million coming. I think the budget is 17 million for aviation. Well, you just took care of that. And you got money now to invest in the family islands to upgrade that. You've got money now that you could even do what the U.S. have done. The U.S. have an essential service. The money they collect from the airspace, from the foreign airlines in airspace, they take it and invest it in the private airlines to make sure all the whole country is connected.
Both airline executives agree that in order for the industry to thrive, stakeholders must find a way to collaborate and make travel more cost-effective for consumers. C.S. Scatterly, ZNS Network News.
Bahamas Air honored 288 long-serving employees at Government House on Tuesday. Bahamas Air is also celebrating its 45th anniversary, and there is one employee, Donald Barr, who has been with the company for 45 years and was given the longest-serving employee award. He and other honorees say hard work and determination led them to this day.
It brings back memory that when I joined the company, and how quickly time went by. I just don't believe it. It was some good days in Bahamas, there was some bad days, but I stick it out. Like everything else, hard work, and it pays off.
I've been with Bahamas Air 41 years. I started out as a ticket agent in Georgetown, Exuma, and I moved to Nassau, and then I got promoted, and I'm now in management. I am the longest serving female employee at the moment at Bahamas Air right now.
Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Dionisio de Aguilar, says the event is a wonderful day in Bahamas Air's history as the airline continues to grow and impact the tourism industry.
Bahamas Air continues to deliver a unique and essential service to our country. There was a time when one would think, oh, why don't we privatize? Why don't we get rid of the airline? Let's go to a private airline. And Bahamas Air provides an essential service connecting all of our islands together. But when the other airlines, the non-Bahamian airlines, start to charge crazy prices, and in some way slow down or deter foreign visitors to coming to the Bahamas because of the cost, Bahamas Air is able to step into the hole and continue to bring essential foreign visitors to our country to feed our tourism product.
The rebranding of Junkanoo Summer Festival is expected to begin at the Pompey Square with the Junkanoo Summer Festival Happy Hour this coming Thursday from 4 p.m. until. The pre-event kicks off the popular Junkanoo Summer Festival initiative hosted by the Ministry of Tourism and all of the A and B Junkanoo groups. The event has captured the attention of Bahamians and visitors alike and will be held every Saturday in the month of July and the first Saturday in August. Organizers are expecting Bahamian culture to be on full display at this year's festival on Arawak. And storyteller Sherrod Lightbourne says, and his team is taking social media by storm after launching a major project called I Can We. It's a project with a series of videos and pictures telling the untold stories of influential Bahamian men and women. Lightbourne stopped by our ZNS studios on Tuesday afternoon to talk about his latest campaign.
Well, as an artist, I'm always trying to reinvent myself. I'm always trying to push myself creatively. And so I knew that embarking on something of this nature would kind of do both, kill two birds with one stone. And so I knew that it would be exciting. It was exciting for me. And I know that as a culture, photography is still growing in terms of outside of the box, more artistic versions of how photographers tell different stories. And so I knew that once I launched it, people would start to follow my work. So we've put out so far King Cloud, who is just like an incredible comedian, and Candia Dames was the first out of the gate. She got an incredible reaction as Cleopatra. And just recently we put out Loretta Butler Turner, who is being portrayed as Cruella de Vil. So that people have been the reaction has been insane.
Lightbourne says the influential leaders campaign took months to complete, and he says he could not have been able to execute it without doing the necessary research.
At least with my work ethic, I like to do tons and tons of research before I just go out and put something out into the public. And so I did research for so long, maybe I would say 6 to 8 months of research. Also looking for somebody that could kind of manage the project, because I'm a creative person. I just want to take the photos. So had to find someone who could kind of push the project from an administrative standpoint, someone who could really help to keep me grounded and say, listen, we've got this to do, let's execute them. And then the campaign itself, the production for that, putting together schedules. And all these people are very, very busy, so getting them to lock down to a day and time and figuring out the concept for each person creatively, how we would execute each look.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Jonquil Jones and the Connecticut Sun was back on the floor last night, losing 90-82 to the Washington Mystics in WNBA action. Jones finishing up with 7 points, 4 rebounds, and a block. The Sun back on the court again tonight at home against the Indiana Fever, who they've already beaten twice this season. The Bahamas Basketball Federation's 2018 Summer of Thunder Series tipping off last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym, visiting Truman University out of Missouri. They pounded Star Sports Basketball 102-76. Truman is back on court again tonight at 7 against IBA Elite. Justin Roberts and Jody Mattingly from Antigua and Barbuda moving on to the second round of doubles at the F3 Tennis Future in Canada. They won a hard-fought match in their opener last night, 6-4, 6-7, and 10-4 in the Suva tiebreaker. That was over Canadian Samuel Monet and Calvin Taumier. On to the minor league baseball diamond now. Chavez Young 2 for 4, 2 runs batted and 2 runs scored last night as Lansing got the better of Todd Isaacs and Lake County 8-7. Todd going 1 for 4 in that one with a run scored and an RBI. Anthony Seymour 1 for 3. He stole his 12th base of the season and scored Jupiter's lone run in the team's 1-0 win over St. Lucie. Chasrado Chisholm 1 for 5, 2 runs scored, helping Kane County to an easy 11-2 win over Peoria. In the Arizona League, Christian Robinson 1 for 5, a double. In the Diamondbacks 7-5 loss to the Giants. As for the Angels, they lost 7-1 to the Athletics. Deshaun Knowles 1 for 4, run scored. Trent DeVoe 1 for 3 with an RBI. Back here at home, the Province Softball Association, they had doubleheader action last night at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex. In the feature, Alcott Forbes, again on his game, struck out 12, allowed just 1 hit. The CNS Hitmen disconnected the BTC Elite Warriors 9-0 on offense for the Hitmen. Kieran Monroe 1 for 3, 2 runs batted and 2 runs scored. Dino Sweeting was 2 for 3, 2 runs batted and a run scored, while Martin Burrows Jr. was 2 for 2, an RBI and a run scored. Laval Store suffered the loss for the Warriors. As for the opener, it was all about the Johnson Lady Truckers. They rolled over the Hennessy Panthers 18-7. For the Truckers, Chevette Taylor 2 for 2, 2 runs batted and a run scored. Javante Rose was 1 for 2, 2 runs batted and a run scored to help Laval roll with the win. For the Panthers, Selena Brown and Ivana McDonald both 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. The B3A Senior National Track and Field Championships took place last weekend at the original Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. B3A's boss, Rose Carey, gave her take on the 2-day meet.
We have a lot of competition between the men, the women. We had a lot of follow-up at the women competition. We had a lot of medical exemptions, so we had a lot of injuries. But we do feel as if, even with the women and some of the injuries, that we would be able to feel a really good team for NACAT seniors in Canada, because of course one of the new things with NACAT seniors is that it's a money event, and so you will find that a lot of the seniors who didn't compete will be able to at the do 1 or 2 other meets to get themselves competition ready.
And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
What's better than a cheesy, hot, delicious one-topping Pizza Hut pizza? 2 cheesy, hot, delicious one-topping Pizza Hut pizzas. That's what! Now get 2 large one-topping pizzas for only $20 VAT included at Pizza Hut Saunders Beach or Prince Charles Drive. Call 603-3333 or visit pizzahutnassau.com. Pizza Hut, for the love of pizza.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girl songs scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
James Aubrey. Now that Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the family islands, what are your summer vacation plans?
I'm going to Abaco.
And there is no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the family islands from Nassau. Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the family islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com and fly or cruise free to the family islands today.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, strong upper-level winds continue to keep a damper on tropical cyclone development over the Atlantic. And on the home front, that mid-level trough in the vicinity of the northwest Bahamas fired up some showers and thunderstorms, particularly around Abaco, Grand Bahama, and we had some late afternoon showers here in the capital as well. Outside of our studios, we have mostly cloudy skies, temperature 85 degrees, the relative humidity at 76%. The winds are out of the north at 1 mile per hour, basically calm winds. Barometric pressure 1,019.4 millibars, that's 29.99 inches, and it is falling. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks a lot, Basil. And that's a look at the Bahamas tonight, first at 6. But don't you move. News from the north is up next.
GIBC Digital opening its doors on Grand Bahama. Students being trained in the IT sector. And a Bahamian movie coming to a theater near you.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. A new digital company officially opening its doors on Grand Bahama this morning on the grounds of the Jasmine Corporate Center. The digital company, with some 7 locations across the world, is expected to inject some $50 million into the economy over the next 2 years. Government officials say although there is still much to do, this new venture is evidence that the government is working to revitalize Grand Bahama. Italia Hall has our top story.
Governance, Infrastructure, Business Change, and Compliance, or GIBC, is a digital global technology firm. The initial investment is worth some $2.5 million and will allow employees to do both local and regional work, focus on automation, cybersecurity, and data intelligence. In addition to this investment, the company will spend an additional $1 million of its resources on training all of their employees. Founder and CEO Greg Wood says for him, this investment was not about making money, it's about making something unique in the world, and to date 25 persons have been hired.
By the end of the month, we will be ready to deploy them to help transform organizations throughout the region. And we will hire at least 25 more people before the end of the year.
He says GIBC has commenced work on a state-of-the-art global training complex and data center that will employ hundreds of knowledgeable workers in Grand Bahama.
When complete, the center will attract executives from around the world to come here for training in process engineering and automation, cybersecurity, and data science. It will also bring machine learning and artificial intelligence capabilities to the region, and we have hired one of the brightest experts in the world to lead our efforts. It includes world-class retail space, restaurants, office space, apartments and condos, an entertainment pavilion, a hotel, and a medical center.
President of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Roll, also bring in remarks. He encouraged young people to apply to be a part of the GIBC team.
It is the objective of GIBC Digital to expand its operations, hiring over 150 employees. It is expected that for every technologically skilled job created, another 3 jobs will be created in our local service and tourism sectors, resulting in an estimated economic impact of over $10 million in the first year alone.
Deputy Prime Minister Peter Turnquest bringing the keynote address. He says this venture is all a part of the government's mission to transform Grand Bahama into a technology hub.
This was well thought out. And while people were complaining and criticizing, while we were planting, while we were getting the ground ready, we knew what we were doing. And today we start to see the little shoots come up. And this is only the beginning. We too believe, like you believe, that Grand Bahama has potential, Grand Bahama has the talent, and Grand Bahama has the environment to support this growth and to go even higher as we go forward in this plan.
Following the ceremony, dignitaries were taken on a tour of GIBC's new facility, which is located in the Jasmine Corporate Center. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Atalia Hall.
Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, was also part of the ceremony. He says the company was initially expected to set up shop in New Providence, but it was the Prime Minister who indicated that Grand Bahama is being developed as the tech hub of the region. Minister Thompson says he is pleased that the investor bought into the Prime Minister's vision and came to Grand Bahama.
I also want to say that the government is completely dedicated to our technology hub initiative. This is something that the Free National Movement came in and had indicated to the public that we believed technology could be the third pillar of our economy. But not only was it to be the third pillar, but we believed that it could be set up right here in Grand Bahama.
As the government continues its push to make Grand Bahama the tech hub of the country, a new summer program is being introduced. This afternoon, the government officially launched their Information and Communications Technology Summer Program to be facilitated at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. This program will train some 50 students here in Grand Bahama and another 100 students in the nation's capital. The Information and Communications Technology Program, ICT, was designed to prepare students for careers in the technology field. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, says that after meeting with several major companies in the United States, they expressed interest in moving offices to the island. However, they were concerned about having trained and skilled employees in the IT sector. Minister Thompson notes that over the next 3 years, these students will earn international certifications while being paid a stipend during these summer months.
As of July, BTVI will be free. But prior to this, to do these kinds of courses, you would have had to pay to do these kind of courses. So not only are you able to do the courses now during the summer, you don't have to pay for the courses. In fact, they paying you to do the courses. So you have a triple blessing in this course.
The ICT program will begin with 50 10th grade students, and these students are expected to continue on for the entire 3 summers. During this time, they will be introduced to 15 courses and modules, including Intro to Cybersecurity, HTML, and IT Fundamentals. President Dr. Robert Robertson says that this will be a very interactive program and students will be job ready upon completion.
I believe that this program illustrates that in this room we have future information technology analysts. We have software developers. We have network engineers. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. I imagine being a teenager and at the end of the program obtaining international certifications in website development, Linux fundamentals, JavaScript, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, many of the courses we'll be offering carry industry-leading, internationally recognized certifications that will make graduates job-ready.
Chairman Kevin Baston adds that students must stay motivated and disciplined.
The technical aspects in training is only but one aspect of what is needed. It's still the soft skill side, it's still the respect, it's still all those other things that matter in life, right? And you need to realize that they are very important as well. So students, we're going to encourage you to be as disciplined as possible. And parents, those parents that are here, to be able to support.
Falco Marine Logistics Management in Freeport has made an alliance and agreement with Blue Water Shipping. The new venture will be called Falco Blue Water and will be a strong alternative in a market that is dominated by a few players. Falco Blue Water will be the local specialist in Freeport, offering end-to-end services to all cruise lines and ship owners who prefer a one-stop shop option, including pickup, consolidation, ocean and air freight from around the globe, as well as local customs clearance, cargo handling, storage, on-site logistics management, and reverse logistics. Kurt Skov, founder and chairman of Blue Water Shipping, through a statement today says they are confident that the knowledge of local expertise of Falco combined with Blue Water's global presence are something many of their customers will appreciate. A Bahamian writer and producer preparing to debut his big screen production, Ungrateful, on Grand Bahama Thursday evening. During a press briefing this morning, we got a sneak peek of what to expect from the Ungrateful movie. Sabrina Brown has the details.
Bahamian writer and producer Dario Poitier says Ungrateful is a rewrite of his fourth stage play, Boy Das Ya Ma.
Ungrateful tells the story of a typical Bahamian mother who sacrificed everything that she had to send her one biracial son off to university in the United States. As fate would have it, he would fall in love with an American girl and turn his back on his family.
The movie was shot in New Providence and is believed to be a good showcase for the Bahamas. Some of the cast members talk about their roles in the movie.
I'm a pastor, and that's the role they have me playing. And I'm at the funeral service of the mother of this ungrateful boy. And so I'm comforting him, giving him some comfort, and let him know that it can be better. He made some mistakes, and he'll be all right.
Being the bad guy in the movie is also a lesson learned throughout this journey and this movie.
I played the role of Miss Millie. Miss Millie is the mother that got treated so bad. But I enjoy being a part of this cast.
I can relate sort of to it, not being the gold digger, but being just bougie and very outgoing and sort of, blondish, but not so blondish.
Alive is partnering with Poitier in this major venture as the title sponsor, media and community champion Talia Walgoose.
We are happy to sponsor such an event because we see ourselves as a company that is serious about community outreach, especially as it relates to showcasing talents of Bahamians in the film industry.
Poitier is hoping that the message of the Ungrateful movie hits home.
The message that I have in mind that I would like persons to take away from the movie is to forgive and to forget.
Ungrateful will show for one night only in Grand Bahama at the Regency Theater on Thursday night at 7:30. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Now, tickets can be purchased at Stepping Out and the 17 Shop downtown. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us, there's more news right after this break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Junior, you know Dolly Madison having their 3-day independence sale from June 28th to June 30th?
Yeah, just hear that, Myrtle. Thank God for that. Right there before that July 1st.
Well, that means we can hardly get down there and get everything what we need for that day come.
A bigger screen TV, Myrtle.
And the front room set.
Yeah, and a GE fridge and freezer.
We need that whirlpool, the dryer, and the washer.
An Ace hardware and everything we need.
You got your bedroom, you got your dining room, you got your...
that nursery thing there.
The plant nursery. Yeah, and outdoor furniture. It's big. You want paint too?
Radio Shack.
June 28th to June 30th. That means to say everybody gotta come on down.
Dolly Madison's pre-independent store-wide sale. It's June 28th to 30th.
Come on down now.
Before July 1st.
This month alone, I reduced my power bill by over $300 by purchasing a solar system from Northern Bahamas Utility Company. My power bill is now $16. Can you believe it?
Here's another reason why owning a solar system from Northern Bahamas Utilities is right for you. Stop by today at number 8 Oak Street or call us at 225-0766 extension 106 and ask about our in-house financing or lease-to-own option. See you today.
Be a part of the Down Home experience at Southfest on Saturday, July 7th from 3 p.m. until at St. Vincent de Paul School Grounds in Hunters.
Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. Your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered.
Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. ZNS Northern Service taking its community outreach on the road once again this week. Hurricane preparedness was the focus as we spoke with executives of the Bahamas Red Cross Grand Bahama branch, an entity mandated to assist before, during, and after a storm. The Bahamas Red Cross Grand Bahama branch looking to better serve the community, not only during the hurricane season, but throughout the entire year. Administrator Stephanie Barr says that they are currently looking to develop groups throughout the island, which will help them to better assess the needs of residents.
We want West End up and running. We want Pinders Point, which is our southern area. We want our Freeport area. We want High Rock, McLeanstown, Speeding Scheme. We want a group in all of them so that Red Cross is visible in each of on the entire Grand Bahama Island. And so we are working hard at that. It's going to take a long time to get there, but I figure once we get started, it should be smooth sailing after that.
Barr is appealing for persons to step up to become group leaders. These leaders will be responsible for directly communicating with the center in regards to those most in need. Now, Barr adds that these groups will also be essential during the times of hurricanes, when roads become impassable and assistance is needed in various communities.
They will then work with the local administrators and NEMA, and in assisting with the evacuation, the impassable, they will then work with them. Because the Red Cross, then we become the persons in the aftermath for assistance. But since they are on the ground, they will then work with NEMA and social services and the local government administrators down in their areas, and then to evacuate the person safely.
The Red Cross currently feeds 55 persons daily and an additional 19 on a monthly basis. Barr notes that this is a very costly venture and is appealing to the wider community and corporate Grand Bahama to assist in any way that they can.
We need more because our needs have become greater. And because of that, we are appealing to those persons, the Solomon Brothers, the Cost Rice, the Sawyer's Food Store, the Express Mart, the Crosstown, whatever you can assist us with in giving them rice, flour, grits, sugar, peanut butter, corned beef, tuna, sardines, whatever you can assist us with. In canned goods, just bring it down to us so we can assist more persons at our door.
The nonprofit organization is located on Jobson Avenue. The National Emergency Agency, NEMA, has released the list of shelters to be used in the event of a storm. In the Freeport District, there are 7 named shelters. Foster B. Pastina Center, Pro Cathedral of Christ the King, which is the special needs shelter. First Baptist Church Hall, Central Church of God Hall, Jack Hayward High School, the Cancer Association, and Shiloh Seventh-day Adventist Church. Now, St. George's High School Gymnasium will be the shelter for the Southern District, that is communities from Mactown to Pinders Point. Maurice-Moore Primary School and the Freeport Seventh-day Adventist Church are the shelters for East Grand Bahama. And there is one shelter for West Grand Bahama, that is the Church of God of Prophecy, Sea Grape, 8 Mile Rock. In other news, events are underway in celebration of the country's 45th anniversary of independence.
This Sunday, an ecumenical service will be held at Central Zion Baptist Church in 8 Mile Rock at 4 p.m. Then on Monday, July 2nd, a service of Thanksgiving will be held at St. Cleveland Baptist Church in Freetown at 7 p.m. A cultural extravaganza service and tattoo parade is planned for the night of July 9th at the Independence Park in Freeport. Members of the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Forces are busy preparing for the big day and have already begun practicing. We caught up with Superintendent Doyle Burrows at the Independence Park today, where officers were at work putting in the infrastructure for the tattoo parade.
We are combining our efforts to get it done in a timely manner. It's a lot of man hours and a lot of heavy work that goes into it. And so you catch us in the process of just decorating. We began that process yesterday, striping, and hopefully we should be completed by tomorrow. It's something we look forward to every 5 years, to put on a good show for members of the public as we celebrate our 45th independence. And so this castle represents where all the action would come from on that night, so we're looking forward to that, making sure the public help us celebrate our independence in our country.
The ecumenical service and a tattoo parade will close out on the night of July 9th with a display of fireworks. And now it is time to Ask the Doctor.
Hi and welcome. Kara asked, Dr. Pratt, recently I've been experiencing chest pain and I've been coughing up yellow-green mucus. What's causing this? Thanks for your question, Kara. It seems that you're experiencing symptoms of bronchitis and inflammation of your bronchi, or the large passages from your mouth that lead to your lungs. There are two types of bronchitis, acute and chronic bronchitis. Acute bronchitis normally comes on quickly and gets better after several weeks, whereas chronic bronchitis keeps coming back and lasts for long periods of time, especially for those who smoke. It's most likely that you are suffering from symptoms of acute bronchitis, which is typically caused by viruses. Chronic bronchitis, on the other hand, is usually caused by smoking cigarettes. Common signs and symptoms include coughing, which may produce clear, yellow, or green mucus, wheezing, tightness or pain in your chest, shortness of breath, and low-grade fever. Most cases of acute bronchitis resolve on its own after about 1 to 2 weeks. If symptoms don't resolve, your doctor may prescribe antibiotics and a cough medicine. On the other hand, those with chronic bronchitis would benefit from pulmonary rehabilitation, which is a breathing exercise program where you would learn how to breathe more easily and increase your ability to exercise. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away, your check on sports is up next.
More Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
Nah, it's you who owe the bank plenty money for this house, you know, not me. You got 30 days to make a payment in full or hand over the keys.
Every woman need a little thug in her life. Just stop it. Get the hell away from me. Your own mother sacrificed everything.
I don't owe mommy nothing.
Oh, this must be that miserable sister you warned me about.
Shut the hell up.
I want you to get admitted in the hospital for a few days.
What your name is?
Dr. Chidambaram Krishnamurthy.
What? I don't even know what we was talking about. What? Church?
Stop lying. Do not force me to get loud and change.
Yes, mama. Come on, through.
Huh? You think you better than me? You don't know me, and you don't know where the hell I'm from. Have you ever stopped to think about what I'm going through? I sacrificed everything.
You and your daughters could do the next best
And
thing.
what is that supposed to mean?
Die and go to hell.
Only what we do for Christ will last.
I'm sorry.
The Bahamas is celebrating 45 years of independence. Under the theme, Celebrate Bahamas, we've come this far by faith. The All Abaco Independence Committee presents the official launch July 6th at 7 p.m. at the Sandy Point Ballpark. The Ecumenical Church Service July 8th at 3 p.m. at Full Gospel Assembly in Treasure Key. The Flag Raising and Cultural Extravaganza July 9th at 8 p.m. at the BAIC Park in Marsh Harbor. Entertainment includes the Royal Bahamas Police Force Marching and Pop Band, the New Entry Band, the Saxman, Cruise, Junkanoo, and fireworks. Abaco, get ready to celebrate 45 years of independence.
Welcome to Sports Tonight. It's all about the camps. A big sports summer camp is in progress at the Bishop Michael Eldon School, and this one is just for the females. Italia Hall has that story.
The Lady Warriors Empowerment Camp began on June 25th and will run through July 6th. The camp, which is held at Bishop Michael Eldon School, focuses on the development and mentorship of young ladies. Camp Director Coach Cherish Hollingsworth explains the benefits of enrolling at this year's camp.
What we have going on right now in Grand Bahama is probably the most magnificent program out there for girls. We have partnered with a local ministry organization, and we have a Lady Warrior Empowerment Camp that's happening. There's a little bit of faith talk, a lot about mentorship, a lot about holding on to your identity, and still very much about being empowered through sports and other disciplines just to live a victorious life.
Many of the campers are excited about competing on a daily basis. Lakeisha Roxbury says she enjoys the various sporting disciplines at the camp.
Volleyball, basketball, soccer. Basketball on my hand is the greatest sport ever. So for me to play it, that's amazing. Camp is very, very good. The leaders, they inspire us, they help us, and no one feels left out.
The camp is held daily, Monday through Friday, at the Bishop Michael Eldon School from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Italia Hall, ZNS Total Sports.
And the third annual Stinger Basketball Summer Camp started on Monday morning and will run through July 6. Interested persons are encouraged to register their kids at the St. George's High School Gymnasium, which also serves as the camp location. The camp is open to students ages 5 through 16. Coach Robert Grayson, head assistant coach at Southern Utah University in the Big Sky Conference, is the camp coordinator for the next 2 weeks. Camp hours are from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. daily. That's going to do for Sports Tonight.
When you need a warm, filling meal, head to KFC for a hot, juicy, flaky chicken pot pie. Individual-sized, freshly baked, chunky chicken pot pie loaded with tender pieces of delicious KFC chicken, green peas, hearty carrots, potatoes, and a thick and savory home-style sauce. Covered with a golden crust. Chicken pot pie. Available at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
I'm Hugh Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. After 30 years in this industry, testing hundreds of pest control products, none has impressed me more than Vape. Vape 90-Day Mosquito Destroyer, Vape Aerosol, and Vape Mosquito Coil. Vape is the only spray that you will find in my house and my mother's house, and it should be the only one in yours. In pest control, there are only two names to remember, Vape and Budget Pest Control.
Grand Bahama John West Shoe Store is still your #1 family shoe store for work, school, formal occasions, and play. We're stocked to the roof with all your favorite brands like Timberland, Reebok, Levi's, Vikings, from infants to men. Ladies, we've got your flats opened and closed, wedges and stilettos, and everything else in between. So, when your feet is calling for a new pair of shoes, John West Shoe Store. John West Shoe Store. We're going to take you there in style.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepard. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
The national airline Bahamian Air increasing its revenue. Hear how the chairman says they plan to do it. Police investigating the circumstances surrounding the country's latest murder in southwestern New Providence. And the family of the young woman killed on Munnings Drive say they will take that matter to court. We've got an update. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight. Member of Parliament for Baines and Grantstown, Travis Robinson, is speaking publicly for the first time since his dismissal, and while he spoke in the House of Assembly, he made a call for change to the country's system of governance. Cleopatra Murphy reports.
And contrary to what some may say, my one vote in this Honorable House of Assembly is mortgaged to the people of Baines and Grantstown and to them alone.
Member of Parliament for Baines and Grantstown, Travis Robinson, made it clear that his first allegiance is to the people of Baines and Grantstown as he spoke in the House of Assembly for the first time since Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis fired him for voting against an increase in VAT to 12% in this year's budget. He says no amount of money will cause him to lose his personal convictions.
My integrity is not for sale. My conviction is not for sale. My one vote is not for sale.
The former parliamentary secretary in the Ministry of Tourism says having come from poverty that is the reality of many of his constituents, when he said he would fight for them, he meant it and has been rewarded for it by countless calls and other messages of support. Robinson highlighted a letter from an 8-year-old boy named Leroy.
You are my new superhero. Yes. I wish you had superpowers like Batman to lock up the bad guys. My mother told me you was fired from your job. I was sad. Thank you for fighting for the poor people. When I grow up, I want to be like you.
While Robinson says he accepts the outcome of his actions and still enjoys a close relationship with the Prime Minister, he called for a select committee of the House to evaluate the effectiveness and relevance of the Westminster system in the Bahamas.
It is my fundamental belief that no member should be placed in a position to choose between their party/government and the people they represent in this honorable House. Such a position is to put a stranglehold around the neck of the Bahamian democracy, choking the life out of it.
As he appealed for the consideration of a new system of governance in the Bahamas, Robinson says his termination and that of Frederick McAlpine and Vaughn Miller should be the last of its kind. The Member of Parliament, despite his criticism of the circumstance that led to his firing, says he remains firmly entrenched in the party he was elected under.
I wish to announce once again my continued pledge and support to the Free National Movement as I am sticking with the FNM.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Minister of Health, Dr. the Honorable Dwayne Sands, says government has secured internships at the Princess Margaret Hospital for 40 of 49 UE School of Medicine students who graduated on Sunday. This comes even as he says the government has trouble finding spots for the interns, but he says internships are crucial for preparation and licensing of medical graduates. He says it provides the training to manage the various challenges doctors face.
These 40 graduates, Mr. Speaker, were ranked
based on an objective scoring system which included nationality, academic achievement, transcript review, performance in their final exam, whether they got honors, distinctions, or otherwise, any independent research, and the results of an interview performed by a panel of senior medical educators. While we have not yet offered employment to the other 9, my ministry has been actively engaged with our regional partners to identify accredited training programs.
The minister says another 48 students are expected to graduate from UWI's medical school this year and 200 from different schools. He says most and possibly all UWI students receive a scholarship for the course of medical education, and students who finish their clinical rotation in the country receive a monthly stipend from the government. He says the program has grown so much to the extent that government can no longer fund it to the extent it has.
Mr. Speaker, we will have to align all our policies to ensure that we do not worsen the disconnect between expectation and reality. If we do not have the funds, the bed space, the teaching space, the faculty, labs, and clinical time, we cannot, and we should not, and we will not give scholarships to young Bahamians unless they understand categorically that they can have no guarantee of safe training opportunities. That is not denying opportunity. That is investing in ultimate success.
Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, introduced an Anti-terrorism Bill 2018 that will replace the previous Act of 2004 that he says was comprehensive enough to meet the challenges of terrorism in the 21st century. He says the new legislation is a crucial one in the current climate.
This Anti-terrorism Bill 2018 being debated today is a comprehensive, contemporary, and necessary piece of legislative framework to counter all forms of terrorist activities, including the targeting of all assets, financial and otherwise, that are related to terrorist activity.
Construction continues on a $12 million bulkhead at Clifton Pier to address the issue of oil pollution at that site. The Minister of Environment, the Honorable Ramal Ferreira, says the project that began with a study by U.S. engineering firm CH2M Hill is a joint venture between the Ministry of Environment and the Ministry of Public Works. He says officials are using a multi-tiered system intended to prevent oil and diesel from seeping into the seabed.
We've constructed a retaining wall, and in that wall is a catchment system. That's phase one. And so the idea is that as the contaminant material moves towards the ocean, that is contained and caught by a sump and pumped out. Now that wall itself has some safeguards in it. It's sealed with a special material, I think called bentonite. And then there's a liner in place as well, and then you have this sump. Now that's at sea level. Up top, BPL is supposed to install or has agreed to install recovery systems.
Ferreira says the system will address oil contamination in the ground. He says there are cooling water discharges installed that are from deep wells that are also contaminated.
We're looking at designing oil water separator systems so that those discharges go through a system where that if there's any contaminant in that discharge water, that itself is removed. So we are very much focused on the abatement of oil going into the marine environment. The cost of the environmental studies, et cetera, is being borne by the Ministry of Environment. The cost of the capital works is being borne by the Ministry of Works.
Brought to you by Shell, fueling journeys that matter. Summer promotion.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
Here comes the lucky guy who won a date with Fanshawn to his prom.
KFC got the big deal meal, freshly handmade every day for real.
Made fresh every day?
What I said, what you take? KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a real big deal. KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a
Now that's a big deal.
Hey, it's a real big deal. Hey, it's a real big deal.
Hey there, what's going on?
Everything good, man.
Man, what you get planned for the weekend?
Supposed to go look for some paint. They tell the little lady I was gonna paint the house.
Man, you know the paint place get a sale going on right now?
Yeah?
Yeah, man, that's right, man.
Let's do it.
Come into the paint place and choose from our wide variety of paint supplies and unlimited array of colors for any season. We'll definitely have you in and out in no time. The paint place, when you want to paint it right the first time.
So, you can help me paint, right?
I know that.
Life is filled with choices. Every choice we make has a consequence. Whether big or small, financial choices have more lasting consequences than most. When we make sound financial choices, we improve our relationship with money and set ourselves up for financial success. Visit GetMoneySmartBahamas.com and learn how to get money smart today.
Looking for some wines or just having a real good time? Jimmy's Liquor Store is the best. Come put us to the test. It's Jimmy's. When you listen to your Bahamian lyrics, it's Jimmy's. And you feel for your favorite spirits, it's Jimmy's. When you're showing you got your Bahamian flair, it's Jimmy's. When you want that truly Bahamian beer, it's Jimmy's.
If you're at Jimmy's on Shirley Street, ask for Bahamian Gal Jackie. Carmichael Road, please see Reggie. Queens Highway, Freeport, see Bunker. That's Clayton. Or ask for Mistress Key.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The Prime Minister is continuing his Family Island visits to meet with residents and explain the 2018-2019 national budget passed in Parliament. Tonight, he is in Exuma, and our Altavi's Munnings is also there.
And good evening, Bahamas. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis is in Georgetown, Exuma tonight, holding a second Family Island town meeting on the 2018-2019 budget. Early this week, the Prime Minister was in Andros, hearing concerns and fielding questions from Andros residents on the budget. And now, Exuma residents will have their turn to field questions and let the Prime Minister know what concerns they have about the 2018-2019 budget that comes into effect this Sunday, July 1st. On the minds of Exumians is the proposed increase of value-added tax from 7.5% to 12% that comes into effect on this Sunday, July 1st. The Prime Minister is inside St. Andrew's Church Hall where the town meeting is being held, and he's been speaking with several of the residents just to get a feel of what they want to tell him tonight in this town meeting. Now, we'll have a full report for you on the Prime Minister's town meeting here in Exuma in tomorrow's newscast. Reporting from Georgetown, Exuma, I'm Altavi's Munnings, 7S Network News.
Police still searching for the suspect who gunned down a man as he arrived at his home in South Breezes Estates off Golden Isles Road. The victim, who was being electronically monitored at the time, is said to be between 25 and 30 years old. Police say reports of gunfire were heard in the area as the victim pulled up along with another individual. He was just steps away from the entrance of the home when he was apparently accosted. Superintendent Shanta Knowles with further details from the murder scene.
Upon our arrival here, we discovered that a male had been shot
EMS came to the scene, was able to examine the male. However, they were unable to revive him. He was confirmed deceased here on the scene. What we are told so far is that around or shortly after 10 p.m., a male and a female arrived at their residence. As they exited their vehicle, they were approached by a man armed with a firearm who opened fire in their direction. The female was able to escape unharmed. However, of course, the male has been confirmed dead on scene.
A lawsuit could be pending for the government over a tragic incident that claimed the life of a 22-year-old mother earlier this month. Fern Carey reports on her family's anguish and their plans going forward.
2 weeks ago, Garvanisha Carey died tragically when her vehicle collided with concrete barriers blocking through traffic on Munnings Drive. Now her relatives are reportedly suing the government in connection with the matter. Attorney from Wayne Munro and Associates, Palencia Hunter, provided insight into the pending lawsuit.
We are instructed by the family of the late Garvanisha Carey to determine who is responsible for her death. We do intend to pursue any and all remedies against such person. I may add that Mr. Munro is certainly of the considered opinion that the government and, in extent, the Ministry of Works is liable. He is of the opinion that the speed bumps and the reflectors that were just recently added is to be seen as an admission of the government's liability.
Now, it's unclear at this time when the lawsuit will be filed or how much damages the Carey family is seeking. Still distraught from the incident, mother of the deceased, Patrice Carey, alleged that no one in authority has reached out to her family, and she made this request.
We seek a written apology, full government seal, stamp, and it all, full signature, from any and all chief executive operating officers that was a part of this scheme to take away a Bahamian life.
The family is also seeking further remedies from the government.
We seek greater awareness from our leaders in regards to the way that they treat Bahamians. We seek to have this road open. Open. We also seek the immediate resignation of the minister responsible for works and those that were in cahoots.
Minister of Public Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, has indicated that notice was given of the road closure after 3 associations and residents in attendance at meetings with Ministry of Works engineers voted unanimously to return the road to its original plan. He said the ministry is going through the tender process for the setup of a cul-de-sac, but insists residents must be careful on how they use the road. Now, we also reached out to Minister Bannister for a comment on the call for his resignation and the pending lawsuit, but we were unsuccessful. Now, the homegoing service for Garvanisha Carey will take place on July 7th at St. John's Baptist Church. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Fern. Bahamas Air, the national flag carrier, is celebrating its 45th anniversary, and last night hundreds of its employees gathered at Government House in a ceremony to honor staff. DeAndre Williamson reports.
This award means the world to me. I waited for a long time for this.
Bahamas Air honored 288 long-serving employees at Government House on Tuesday. Bahamas Air is also celebrating its 45th anniversary, and there is one employee, Donald Barr, who has been with the company for 45 years and was given the longest-serving employee award. He and other honorees say hard work and determination led them to this day.
It brings back memory that when I joined the company, and how quickly time went by. I just don't believe it. It was some good days in Bahamas, there was some bad days, but I stick it out. Like everything else, you know, hard work, and it pays off.
I've been with Bahamas Air 41 years. I started out as a ticket agent in Georgetown, Exuma, and I moved to Nassau, and then I got promoted, and I'm now in management. I am the longest serving female employee at the moment at Bahamas Air right now.
I'm very proud to be a member of Bahamas Air and its staff, its associates. I think we're doing a pretty good job, and hope we excel, I guess, a little bit better in the future.
This award means everything to me. I've put in hard work, and I'm pleased to be part of 288 persons that were honored here tonight. Without Bahamas Air, I don't know what the Bahamas would be like. You know, we've been around now for 45 years. And I would just encourage those younger persons to just have that passion for the airline.
Minister of Tourism Dionisio Diagla says it is amazing that Bahamas Air has been able to maintain more than 200 employees for such a long time. He says the event is a wonderful day in Bahamas Air's history as the airline continues to grow and impact the tourism industry.
You know, Bahamas Air continues to deliver a unique and essential service to our country. You know, there was a time when one would think, oh, why don't we privatize? Why don't we get rid of the airline? Let's go to a private airline. And Bahamas Air provides an essential service connecting all of our islands together. But when the other airlines, the non-Bahamian airlines, start to charge crazy prices and in some way slow down or deter foreign visitors to coming to the Bahamas because of the cost, Bahamas Air is able to step into the hole and continue to bring essential foreign visitors to our country to feed our tourism product.
For ZNS Network News, I'm DeAndre Williamson.
The national airline is seeing notable results not only in its finances but operations as well. Chairman of Bahamas Air Tommy Turnquest says the airline is also making quite an impact in the #1 industry as improvements are being made.
Bahamas Air, I believe, is now poised to fulfill its mandate to be a major player in the ever-changing tourism landscape. The board and management of Bahamas Air are focused on increasing revenue generation, operational efficiency, and the airline's on-time performance. All of these are important as we take advantage of the opportunities. This financial year alone, from July 2017 to June 2018, Bahamas Air has moved over 825,000 passengers. That would have been impossible without the collective effort of an engaged workforce.
Speaking at a staff recognition ceremony last evening, Mr. Turnquest said Bahamas Air has also been a positive turnaround in its finances and airlift schedule.
We have also seen our on-time performance rate improve, despite the challenges of the aging jet aircraft fleet. And revenue has grown this year by 12%, allowing the airline to meet its debt obligations, while efforts to contain and reduce costs are noteworthy. The airline has been able to achieve all of this in the face of constant pressure and fierce competition because of one strategic advantage. That's our people.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scatterly. Sterling Global's digital currency expert urged the Bahamas to adopt cryptocurrency legislation during the nation's first three-day blockchain and crypto conference, which drew hundreds of companies and international currency experts to Grand Bahama to learn more about harnessing the benefits of a digital cash system. Now, the firm's head of technology, Brandon Karuna, is a longtime proponent of blockchain technology and was one of several speakers. He highlighted the growth potential within crypto space, which continues to break traditional norms. He appeared alongside other industry professionals and government regulators as he advocated for broad blockchain legislation geared at propelling a cryptocurrency industry here in the Bahamas. Now, the conference focused on the need for legislative adjustments, capital funding, and global investment, among other issues. In hosting the event, the government aimed to promote the city of Freeport as a digital hub, catering to new and innovative technical markets. In other business news, the central bank has appointed Karen V. Roll as Deputy Inspector of Banks and Trust Companies and supervise licensed institutions, which took effect June 1st. In her role and in conjunction with the Inspector Charles Luttrell, Roll will lead the central bank's supervision of financial institutions. Governor John Roll noted that Roll is among the company's most Senior and accomplished leaders and both the central bank and the industry will greatly benefit from her appointment as deputy inspector. And in international news, the U.S. Justice Department has agreed to a settlement with Disney that will allow it to purchase most of 21st Century Fox's assets. Now, as part of that settlement, Disney will have to sell off 22 of Fox's regional sports networks. Disney's purchase isn't yet final, however. The settlement must first be approved by a federal judge, and Fox's shareholders also have to vote in favor of the deal. Disney said in a statement that it is pleased to resolve the Justice Department's limited potential concerns. The company had earlier said in proxy filings that it would sell the sports networks if required by the government. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scatterly.
And now, up-to-the-minute financial insights and advice from RBC Finco with the RBC Mortgage Minute.
Hi, I'm Toriano Lloyd, and I'm an RBC Finco mortgage specialist. Owning a home of your own or even a second home can be a dream come true. It's a big financial commitment and one of the best investments you will ever make. It will provide you and your family with comfort, enjoyment, and financial security for many years to come. Down the road, you can use the equity in your home to secure financing to help you realize other goals, to renovate, invest, or finance your children's education. We're the mortgage specialists, and we're ready to help you every step of the way. At RBC Finco, it's all about you.
That was the RBC Mortgage Minute. To learn more, please call or visit your nearest RBC Finco branch. It's all about you.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASU Savings, fixed deposits, and preferred client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking anytime, anywhere. Open a fixed deposit or savings account with Fidelity by visiting a branch today. Get into the rhythm of saving with Fidelity. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Well, we're the Nutty Bavarian Bahamas. We specialize in glazed nuts, being cashews, almonds, pecans, and peanuts. Well, we're offering a 3-tier savings deal. It's 5% for the silver, 15% for the gold, and 25% for platinum members. You would call us at the number 698-2126, let us know what tier you're on, and then we'll work from there. So the discount will be applied to whatever you purchase from us. Normally the delivery time is within a day. You call your order in and then it's delivered the next day. But we wanted to align ourselves with a company that is as innovative as Alive. You know, they're a young upstart company, and we just felt that we would want to be on board with a company that's doing big things in the Bahamas.
The Home Gallery, formerly the Sleep Gallery. We're still the home of Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper Mattress, and so much more. We now carry an exquisite selection of fine linens, comforter, duvets, bath towels, rugs, and a wide assortment of home accessories. Everything you need to beautify your bed, bath, and home. You have to see it to believe it. The Home Gallery, open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Cable Beach Shopping Plaza, Westridge.
Also now open at Harbor Bay.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there's one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by, and even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
Take a dash of location, 2 scoops of service, 3 helpings of savings, mix well and serve. That's super value in quality supermarkets. Hunt's barbecue sauces, 18-ounce size, 2 for $3. Center cut pork chops, $2.69 per pound. Vitamalt tonic, case price, $23.76. 12-ounce size, 99 cents. Shoppers Value foam plates, 30 count, $1.39. Limes, 5 for $1. Carolina Pride ham, 10-ounce size, $2.99. Every week is special at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
How soon is too soon to start planning for your retirement? I hope you're ready because the answer might surprise you. Sieska Adderley has it in tonight's Who Do You Call segment.
Manager of Business Development for Leno, Bahamas, Khalil Brathwaite, recommends that Bahamians should begin retirement planning from your first day on the job because the sooner you start, the better off you will be financially when that day comes.
The mere fact that we are culturally opposed to saving for tomorrow is the real reason we should be doing it. I always look at things like life is funny, right? You could have the best plans, but life happens, right? Same thing with insurance. Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but you get it as a reassurance to make sure if something happens, you're prepared. The same thing applies with your finances.
Brathwaite suggests that you set aside at least 10% of your income specifically for retirement savings and to invest in a pension fund.
We have an individual retirement account that starts with $50 and it's self-funded. And all of our products are client-driven, meaning that you put what you can when you can. And for those people who want to start something but don't have much, that's a great option to get going because, again, of the $50 buy-in. For those who already would have started some type of retirement savings and want to have a little bit more options, we actually have some mutual funds, which are just pre-packaged financial portfolios that clients could invest in, and they could use that as the vehicle towards saving for their retirement.
Now, the more you save, Brathwaite says, the bigger your nest egg will be heading into retirement. He stressed that it's best to be a saver until you know what you want to spend your money on, just in case life throws you any financial curveballs.
So I would encourage every Bahamian to kind of say, hey, be different, be a saver, be your own social safety net. And the best way to take advantage of investment opportunities or other opportunities is to have this little reservoir of savings. And the only way you can do it is to do that. And to really seal off the deal, most investments are driven by savings. So if you want to become a good investor, you really have to start with becoming a good saver.
If you have any other consumer-related issues, call me at 502-3871, and together we'll figure out who to call. Sieska Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Sieska. Stay close. Sports and weather are up next. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, your news leader.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Mario thought he could have his cake and eat it too. He almost found out the hard way that if you don't insure your home for the full replacement value, when it comes time to make a claim, you won't get the full payout. It's called the condition of average. If your $200,000 home is destroyed by a hurricane, but you only insured it for $100,000, half the value, you'll only get half of that $100,000 payout. Actually, less than that, because there's also a deductible which will be deducted from your payout. Check your home insurance policy for the condition of average clause and ask your insurance agent or broker how condition of average would affect you. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
Battery and Tire Specialists, now even bigger and better. We carry the largest selection of quality name brand tires, batteries, and lubricants for automotive, marine, and heavy-duty equipment. With long-lasting batteries like Duracell, AC Delco, Premium Power, and Decker. We also retail and wholesale large selection of Valvoline motor oil. Come on in and visit Battery and Tire Specialists and the new 5-Bay Wheel Alignment Center at the junction of 7th Terrace and East Avenue, Centerville. Or call us at 242-328-0486. Battery and Tire Specialists. We keep you moving.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
The performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's PTC every day. Every day.
We are at beautiful Highborn Key in the Exuma Chains for this year's Bahamas Poker Run. It's an event that seeks to raise money for the Bahamas National Trust and the Exuma Chains Land, Sea and Park. And as Eric Carey, the executive director of the Bahamas National Trust, explains, this event is one of the most anticipated of the year. So we've been able to track down the executive chairman of the Bahamas National Trust, Eric Carey. Mr. Carey, this is a stunning event and it's for a worthy cause.
Absolutely. I want to really thank the organizers of the Poker Run 2018. Once again, the Bahamas National Trust, specifically the Exuma Keys Land and Sea Park, is a beneficiary. You know, for us, it's really important that Bahamians come and enjoy their park. So that's actually the greatest benefit to us.
And what are you looking forward to?
I think I'm most looking forward to the run to the different stops. It's always fun for all the boats to ride close together and everyone's trying to test out their engines. So I'm looking forward to moving to the next stop and seeing how all the boats move together.
Go ahead and let everybody know that it's BTC every day.
BTC every day!
It takes about $500,000 a year to preserve our national parks. And so you get the understanding of the importance of an event such as this. It is more than just having fun. It is about preserving our rich heritage. I'm Corbell Piper, and we'll see you next BTC Connection.
Keep in touch with everybody. It's PTC every day.
And it's time now for a check on temperatures around our family islands. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us live in studio with the latest. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, LaDawn. In this time of the evening, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the family islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, 86 in Green Toll, Abaco, Marshall, Abaco at 84 degrees, the Berry Islands 83. 83 also in Bimini, here in the capital, 84. 82 in Harbor Island, Eleuthera, Roxanne, Eleuthera 82 as well. Otterstown, Cat Island 83, Staniel Key 84, 84 also in Kemps Bay, South Andrews, Fresh Creek in Central Andrews at 83 degrees. San Salvador and Rumkey 83 degrees, in Georgetown, Exuma 83 as well, and that extends right into Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, and Ragged Island. We'll pick up some 82s in Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklands at 82 as well, Turks and Caicos Islands at 81 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern islands, light and variable winds with flat seas. High tide, 7:28 this evening. In the central Bahamas, winds southeast at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. For the southeast Bahamas, however, the winds are going to be up just a bit, 12 to 18 knots, also out of the southeast. And we have a small caution flag in place for you boaters in the southeast Bahamas. And then tomorrow in the northwestern islands, once again, the winds are going to be light and variable. Flat seas, high tide 7:43 in the morning. Low tide will take place at 1:44 in the afternoon. For the central Bahamas, southeast at 10 to 15, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. For the southeastern islands, winds 12 to 18 knots out of the southeast, and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop. And as we go into Friday, the winds pick up in the northwest Bahamas out of the southeast at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights building 2 to 4 feet. High tide 8:22 in the morning. Low tide at 2:20. 22 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands on Friday, southeasterly winds 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast. And your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your travel forecast brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 20 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. For some people, asthma is a minor nuisance. For others, it can be a major problem that interferes with daily activities and may lead to a life-threatening asthma attack. Asthma is a condition in which your airways narrow and swell and produce extra mucus. This can make breathing difficult and trigger coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath. Asthma symptoms range from minor to severe and vary from person to person. Asthma signs and symptoms include shortness of breath, chest tightness or pain, trouble sleeping caused by shortness of breath, coughing, or wheezing, a whistling or wheezing sound when exhaling. Wheezing is a common sign of asthma in children. Coughing or wheezing attacks that are worsened by a respiratory virus such as the cold or the flu. For some people, asthma symptoms flare up in certain situations like when exercising or doing physical activity in the workplace where chemicals, gases, or dust can be irritants and asthma can be triggered by allergies. If you have been diagnosed with asthma or suspect you may have asthma, please see your doctor regularly and your condition can be monitored and treated. Severe asthma attacks can be life-threatening. Work with your doctor ahead of time to determine what to do when your signs and symptoms worsen and when you need emergency treatment. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock, and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
Food. It is as essential as air is to breathe and water is to drink. Food is life. But where does our food come from? The Bahamas has more than 2,000 farmers, but it's hardly enough to keep up with our growing population. Or is it? We traveled the nation to find out the answers to the questions everyone is asking. Can we feed ourselves?
Good night, BTC family. It's Julian Believe, and we're back with another BTC Tech Tip.
Yeah, I got a call saying BTC is putting fiber in my neighborhood, but I don't even know what fiber is.
Fiber is the latest data transfer technology, providing high-speed internet connection at up to 1,000 megabits per second. With fiber to the home, customers can experience great bandwidth and reliability with their internet connection. And that bandwidth allows for services like smart home systems, Flow TV, and even home office internet.
How much will it cost to install?
Installing fiber has no cost to you if you're an existing BTC fixed line customer. However, if you are a brand new BTC customer, the installation cost is $150. And get this, having a fiber line connected to your home actually increases the value of your property.
Wow, now that makes it worth it.
And there you have another BTC Tech Tip. See you next time.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Our men's senior national basketball team getting in their final set of workouts before jumping with the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico tomorrow at the first round of FIBA World Cup qualifiers. And head coach Mario Boleg likes the game plan that his staff has put together.
Myself, along with Steve Barnes and Chris DeMarco, spent about 5 hours last night discussing some of the things we will do to ensure that we get the right mix and chemistry. And with Chris being an assistant NBA player who understands that high level of play, definitely will bring a plus to us.
After being drafted last week with the first overall pick in the NBA draft by the Phoenix Suns, DeAndre Ayton is unavailable for this round of qualifiers. His focus right now is being the cornerstone for a team which is rebuilding.
We're young, and we're very hungry, and I think with great team chemistry and the work ethic we have, especially us guys coming in, we're going to bring it to the next level. We got young legs, we can run all day, so we just have to have great chemistry on and off the court and be the best teammates we can, and we'll make history. We can really start a winning legacy.
Savion Larimore hopes to take a similar path to Ayton. He's currently at Redemption Christian Academy in Boston.
Well, I was training at Atlantis, the court there, right? And this coach noticed me. And originally I was going to a school in Florida, but things didn't work out, so they got me and picked me up. I finished all my classes with a B+, and that's all I got to say.
Basketball-wise, how was it for you in terms of playing ball?
It was great. The competition over there is really, advanced, and next year is going to be something special for me because I've adapted to it, and I'm training hard, as you can see now. For now, I'm just trying to, figure a way out so my mom wouldn't pay for college, just to repay her for all the things she's done for me so far.
The Bahamas Basketball Federation's 2018 Summer of Thunder Series tipping off last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym, visiting Truman University out of Missouri, pounding Star Sports Basketball 102-76.
Very pleased. I thought we got off to a little bit of a slow start. We turned the ball over quite a bit, and I thought that their scrappiness kind of got to us, but we settled down a little bit and wore them out, and I thought we played pretty well from the first quarter on.
It's kind of new for some of these fellas because some of them still in high school, but it's a good experience for me and the players, so now we know what to look forward to for next time.
They play extremely hard, very athletic, and so they gave us a run for our money, and I think we just kind of finally settled down a little bit, and we started to make some shots, and I think that was the most important thing. But we took care of the ball a little bit too, which was good. But they're a good scrappy team, and I like the way they play.
We just came together for a few days, no practice, but they have the IQ to play basketball. So when you're playing against a full team, it's kind of hard. But we can prepare a little bit more and get them better.
The Bahamas Government Departmental Basketball Association was scheduled to tip off its 2018 season on Tuesday, but due to an island-wide blackout, that never materialized, sending teams home early.
They took it well, no problem. We'll just have to reschedule the first 2 sets of game later down in the season, seeing that the whole season has already been scheduled from the beginning until late August.
The men's 400 meters has been a strong event for the Bahamas for the past couple of years. At last weekend's B3 Senior Nationals, Alonzo Russell took home the crown, beating out a field which included Stephen Newbold, Michael Matthew, and Ramon Miller. And while they may be competitors on the track, off the track, they are the best of friends.
Me and the guys, we speak every day. So we always motivate each other and encourage each other, to keep pushing. Sometimes it gets boring, just training alone and stuff. So, we try to push each other each day in, day out. So I think it's paying off pretty good.
Pro boxer Misha Major Payne ready to put on one last fight for his fans in September at the C.I. Gibson Gym. At this point in his career, he is just thankful.
Well, it's really been tough, it's really been hard, but I always been an independent person. I had managers and everything, but I always try to, with sponsors, the Grill Cafe, Buttons Formal Wear, Thompson Trading, those guys, and really helped sponsored me and supported me, Nautilus Water. And I always was able to save. I always used to put money aside whenever I fight, be able to have a backup plan, have a backup plan where I could be able to maintain and sustain myself. I have people that love me and care for me, Kirkwood Green and other people that really, supported me, my family been backing me all throughout my career, so I was been able to, maintain and stay focused on with my eyes on the prize and, just be able to maintain what I had to do.
The Grand Bahama Regatta will take place July 20th through the 22nd. Some of the top C-class sloops in the country will be in action.
From Exuma, Uncle John from Acklands, Crazy Partner from Black Point, H2O from Black Point, Sacrifice from Long Island, Golden Girl from Stuart Manor, Sweet Island Gal from Long Island, Jacob's Ladder from Iguana, and Termite of Exuma. Grand Bahama, we have brought an infusion of residents that hail from these islands that embodies Grand Bahama itself. And so we would want Grand Bahamians, we'd want our neighboring natives to visit the island for that weekend.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or a 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Catch the Janae's annual back-to-school sale, June 25th through 30th. Get up to 20% off all school items in stock. Yes, all school items. Shirts, jumpers, skirts, boys' long and short pants, school neckties, PE shorts in a variety of colors, character towels, raincoats, and umbrellas. Get up to 75% off wedding and formal wear. Shop early and don't miss out on the Janae's Chesapeake Road big annual back-to-school sale, June 25th through 30th. Beat the rush and save, save. Catch the Janae's annual sale now.
To feel fresh and dry all day long, use Always Dailies. Now when you buy any 2 packs of Dailies liners, you can enter to win a Samsung S6, Jumbo gift cards, or cash prizes. Buy Always Dailies and enter to win.
A flat screen or a fishing excursion, a gas grill or a GoPro. Win these great gifts for your dad. Just buy Gillette razors and shave products and enter at Pritchard's for your chance to win.
Clean clothes for the family, uniforms for the baby, suit for mommy and daddy. We wash this and press this and clean this and throw. If you wanna look fly and you wanna look clean, if you wanna look fresh, better than all the rest. Bring all your church clothes and all your work clothes. Bring all your children's clothes. Super wash.
Pantene has a collection for every hair type. And now when you buy any 2 Pantene products, you can enter at Pritchard's to win up to $1,000 cash. Try Pantene for your chance to win.
We are their mentor. And when we live long enough to see them succeed, then we know that we have done a great thing. Because that's what we're here for.
Once we get to the kids and we can get Jesus in their heart, then if only we affect one child, that child goes to school in the neighborhood where they might have at least 30 children in the class, and time they spread that good joy, that would be tremendous.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
You thought it was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. Pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light, 810 AM for The Conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, the tropics remain quiet, and that's because we continue to have some very strong upper-level winds, which are suppressing tropical cyclone development. On the home front, still have the remnants of that mid-level trough firing up occasional little showers over the northwest Bahamas, and we can perhaps get 1 or 2 maybe tonight, and then tomorrow morning things should dry out just a little bit thereafter. Tonight we're going in for partly cloudy with a pop-up shower, very likely, as we said already, low temperature getting down to 77 degrees. And tomorrow we're looking at partly sunny and hot with a shower of thunderstorm likely again during the mid-morning hours. High temperature 87 degrees, and your extended weather forecast, a couple of showers in the forecast into Friday. Weekend looking pretty good with lots of sunshine, and those daytime temperatures very summer-like, very close to the 90-degree mark. The nighttime temperature certainly not comfortable at all. We're talking about some upper 70s over the next 7 days.
It's almost July, Basil, and Junkanoo Summer Festival pre-happy hours tomorrow. Are you guys going to go and
support the Ministry of Tourism. It's in Pompey Square tomorrow from 4 until.
Well, if we're able to get away after the newscast early enough,
Until, you heard that right? Until.
Okay, well, thereafter we can certainly take in some of that. Huh?
Kendanique, we'll be down at Pompey Square tomorrow, Kendanique. And with that, we end the Bahamas Tonight, the national report for all of us here at ZNS. I'm with Dawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.